And good morning. Hey, I'm meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive morning weather update. And we've got a lot to get to. Here's my headlines for you. Another great summery day on the way after some severe weather last night. I'll highlight that a little bit, what happened across the state, pretty much as expected. The next rain is on the way for Thursday night or Friday. That's a cold front coming through from the north. That cold front not as strong as it looked in the last couple of days, so still means we get a touch of a weekend cool down. Certainly nothing like last weekend's almost fall-like temperatures. We'll just have very comfortable summer readings, and then we will look toward a nice weekend. Also looking at a tropical system that may impact our weather coming up here next week. So here we go. Here's the radar. And our rain is pretty well done for Michigan, except for right along the border counties for the next couple of hours. Hey, before I get started, I got to say hi to some folks. Let's say hi to Dave Record from Blanchard and Mariah Warner Jackson checking in. Hey, Stephanie Callan from Grand Rapids, good morning. And Katie Teddy, good morning to you. Anita Nichols also. Augrey at the beach, says Julie. So good morning. And before we get going too much more, I want to thank Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. This forecast morning MLive morning weather update brought to you by Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center in Saginaw, just off I-75. Right now, M46 exit is all messed up in Saginaw, so get off at M81 just before the Z Bridge. And now we shift our gardening to trees and shrubs and making the front of the house look real pretty. So they have a lot of that stuff. Go check it out. Hey, good morning, Fenton and Heather Quinlan and David Ardanowski. Hey, I'm not bad with the Polish names, being close to the south end of Bay City. So, no rain today. Here's what the radar forecast will show you on that. Here's the radar forecast as we go through the day, and we will be dry across Michigan and should see a good deal of sunshine. All right. What happened last night as far as reports? Here are some of the reports for you across the west side of the state. Generally, it looks like most wind gusts were about 45 to 55 miles an hour. The highest wind gust I found that was actually officially reported, I think, was somewhere in Oceana County at 54 miles an hour. Now, out in the water at Whitehall, there was a 75 mile an hour wind gust, but often we see that, winds right at the lighthouses on the water seem to gust 5, 10, 15 miles higher than once it gets on land. And then as the storms move to the east side of the state, we're seeing a couple of trees down in Fairgrove, which is in Tuscola County, and we're seeing a few trees down in Sanilac County. So generally, it was a fairly well-behaved severe weather outbreak, if you want to call it that. All right, now the weather is pretty simple. Let's get into what's going to happen by looking at our favorite model, the European model. And again, I get technical sometimes, I'm sorry. I guess what I should be portraying to you right now is we've got a really nice stretch of weather coming up. We've got a little bit of rain in it. We've got some slightly cooler temperatures, and we got a lot of summery temperatures. So we go through today, and we're dry because I just showed you that. Now on Thursday, we're dry. If you have an outside project where you don't want a lot of wind, it's a light wind too. That's another feature that we've had in the last week or so, is the wind is going to be fairly light. And so we're going into Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and that's that cold front coming in from the north and west. So it looks like probably a couple of hours of thunderstorms in any one spot, Friday afternoon into Friday evening generally. Maybe if you're in northern Michigan or the UP, it comes through a little earlier than that. And then by Saturday morning, it's already off to the east. Slightly cooler air trying to filter in, but again, not as cool as what was depicted yesterday and the couple of days before. And Sunday also will have a slight northeast wind. And Lake Huron still is chilly, so that funnels some cooler air on in. Now, focus on the Gulf of Mexico, because after Sunday, that will be the player in our weather. That could be, it is right now, Tropical Storm Cristobal, I think is how we're saying it. And it's expected to be a tropical storm as it hits the Gulf Coast somewhere on Sunday or Monday. Now, this is Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning rather, and we're dry. We're nice. We got a nice weekend coming up. It's not going to be a 85 to 90 degree bake on the lake weekend. It's going to be in the low 80s Saturday and in the 70s on Sunday. There's the tropical system hitting the U.S. Gulf Coast, and then here comes the heat for us as we get into Monday and Tuesday. We get into the heat ahead of the next storm system and the heat ahead of a tropical system. So by Tuesday and Wednesday, I would say before that storm system heads our way, we could have some flirting with 90-degree temperatures. Then we get the important thing. This model still pretty far out into the future, okay? This would be a week from now. It's absorbing that tropical system into a cold front, and look where it brings it by Wednesday. We'll just have to note if this happens. Still pretty far out to believe it, but the model has showed the same idea for 2 days, and the general weather situation says, even without modeling, that when something hits the Gulf Coast, Texas or Louisiana at this time of the year, it usually makes it up into Missouri, and then it can be sucked into a non-tropical storm system and moved through. So Wednesday of next week would be a very wet day if this were to pan out. The good thing about these tropical systems is they're usually on the move when they're coming toward Michigan. So it might be a 6 to 12 hour rain, but it usually doesn't bog down, stop, and do things crazy like it can do sometimes in Tennessee or Kentucky or some of the southeast states. Did you get that kind of update anywhere in weather today? Did you get it on a TV station? Did you get it on a phone app? Did you get it on a radio station? No. Only here on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'll shut up now on that. All right, so today's highs, let's call it 80 to 85 in most of lower Michigan. You get to Traverse City, you get to Charlevoix, Gaylord, Petoskey, gorgeous mid to upper 70s, UP maybe in the 70s. Tomorrow, we bounce back to most everybody about 80 to 83 degrees or so. Friday, almost hot in the southeast, almost hot in Detroit and Ann Arbor and Monroe. Great work skipper day on Friday before those storms hit. And then Saturday, again, a notch cooler, upper 70s to low 80s in the south, 70s in the north, 60s in the UP. Sunday, a little bit cooler than that. So Sunday will come down about 5 degrees from where Saturday was. Let's call it mid 70s in the southern half, low 70s in the northern half with sunshine. Then we go back to Monday. We're back to summer flirting with 80, and we're Tuesday ahead of the cold front to the west and the tropical system to our south, and we make it to the mid 80s and probably start to get on the muggy side. So there you are. Let's say hi to some folks. Stacy Grenier from the zoo. I'm taking you call Kalamazoo. Hey, Lisa Kuhn, thank you for loving MLive in Garden City. We appreciate it very much. Ronald Johnson, we're going to keep it warm. You know why? It's called summer now, yes. And it will mostly stay dry. George Dans, how is it in Naples, Florida? I'll bet you it's a little on the steamy side, unless you're close to the water where you get that sea breeze. So there you have it. I'm going to say a pretty good, nice forecast that we really can't complain a whole lot about. We got a great summer day today, another great summer day on Thursday. Light winds if you've got a project outside where you'd be fighting the wind. You don't have to worry about it for the next couple of days. Watch Friday for a line of thunderstorms. Then we're back to dry weather on the weekend, and our focus will become that tropical system and how it's going to impact Michigan's weather we'll call it the middle of next week, about March or so. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, and thank you, Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, for sponsoring us. Take care. Have yourselves a great Wednesday.